What is a ladybird deed? A ladybird deed, also known as an enhanced life estate, is a type of real property interest. It grants ownership rights to one person, the life tenant, during their lifetime, and confers a future interest in the property to another person, the remainderman. A traditional life estate cannot be revoked or otherwise changed without the consent of both the life tenant and the remainderman. However, a ladybird deed allows a homeowner to grant a life estate to themselves while maintaining the right to occupy, use, mortgage, or sell the property, or even change the remainder beneficiaries at any time without the remainderman's approval. This allows the homeowner to take advantage of the benefits of a life estate while still retaining full control over the property. Is a ladybird deed better than a trust? Whether a ladybird deed or a trust is better depends on your estate planning needs. While both trusts and deeds allow you to avoid probate, trusts are generally better for handling complicated estates or distributing complex properties. In contrast, ladybird deeds work better to distribute simple property, such as a residential home. Deeds are much simpler to create than trusts, making them less expensive. Transferring your property through a deed also allows you to receive Medicaid without being penalized for the transfer or your beneficiaries having to worry about Medicaid recovery after your death. On the other hand, trusts offer much more flexibility and allow you to leave specific instructions and limitations on when and how the property should be received. Trusts also offer an added benefit of privacy, which ladybirds cannot because they must be filed. What are the disadvantages of a ladybird deed? While ladybird deeds are a useful estate planning tool, there are some disadvantages to keep in mind if you're considering one. Perhaps the most substantial disadvantage of ladybird deeds is that they're limited to disposing real property. This means that if you have any financial assets to pass on, or if you need to name a guardian for minor children, you'll still need to execute an additional instrument, such as a will, or trust, or declaration of guardian. Additionally, ladybird deeds can also impact your ability to obtain title insurance if you want to sell or mortgage the property. Some title insurance companies can be reluctant to insure title that is subject to a ladybird deed, particularly when there are multiple remaindermen. Finally, ladybird deeds aren't available in most states. Texas is one of the few states that allow homeowners to take advantage of the benefits of a ladybird deed, which limits its effectiveness as an estate planning tool in other states. What to do with a ladybird deed after death? First, to be effective, a ladybird deed must be filed in the county records where the property is located. Then, after the life tenant passes away, ownership of the property will automatically transfer to the remainderman. When you inherit real estate through a ladybird deed, you should check to see if the deed has been recorded. If it is not, you should record it to ensure that you have clean title to the property and that it transfers to you effectively and automatically. In order for a ladybird deed to be effective, it must be executed by the grantor and recorded in the county where the property is located. However, unlike transfer on death deeds that must be recorded during the owner's lifetime, ladybird deeds only need to be delivered to the grantee to be effective. This means that a remainderman can record a ladybird deed after the grantor's death, and as long as everything was executed properly, they'll have clean title. Can I contest a ladybird deed? Yes. You can contest a ladybird deed and ask for it to be set aside in some instances. For example, if the deed was executed fraudulently or by undue influence, you can ask a court to invalidate it. You can also contest the deed if the grantor lacked capacity at the time it was executed, or if it conflicts with the spousal homestead rights or another legal right, or lacks the required formalities. If you're interested in contesting a ladybird deed, you should consult with a probate litigation attorney as soon as possible. There are limited circumstances under which a deed can be set aside, and an experienced lawyer can help you determine if you have a claim that's worth pursuing. At RMO, we protect people like you every day. Reach out to see how we can help.